Mac Robinson College of Business webinar and to a world of information that will be a key to your future business success. As I mentioned, I am the Associate Director of the Graduate Recruiting for our MBA and for our Specialized Master's Program. And today I would like to talk to you about why you should choose the Robinson College of Business, why Atlanta is a great destination for business professionals, give you an overview of the graduate programs that we offer, and then finally discuss with you the admissions process and how you can go from prospective student to enrolled student. So before I get started, I would like to introduce my colleague, Nicole Westfall, who will join us later in the webinar to give you an overview of the admissions process. So to begin the webinar, I would like to just tell you a little bit about Georgia State University and the Robinson College of Business. Our college actually celebrated its 100th anniversary last year, and we have a very rich history of tradition and high-level executives that have experienced our program. You can see that we are ranked in a number of different areas, so we're very happy to report that our Computer Information Systems Department was just ranked 9th in the country. We have the 8th largest business school in the U.S. Our Health Administration Department is ranked 36th, and our Risk Management Department is ranked 4th in the country. And our MBA program was recently ranked in the top 50 for providing part-time MBA programs to working professionals. The success of the J. Mac Robinson College of Business is due to several factors. Our faculty members are among the best in the world. They are experts in their respective fields. They consult with businesses worldwide and often are quoted in the media. As the 8th largest business school with approximately 200 full-time faculty members, we are able to offer a wide variety of graduate and undergraduate courses. Our student body is one of the most diverse in the nation, hailing from more than 88 different countries. And finally, our location in the heart of Atlanta's vibrant downtown and business district make us minutes away from many of the nation's top companies, including Coca-Cola, CNN, Georgia Pacific, UPS, SunTrust, and the Home Depot. You'll also realize once you join Robinson that we are very connected to our community. We have a large amount of professional presence from the Fortune 500 companies in the classroom, either as adjunct professors, guest speakers, or attending our many networking events that we host each semester. You'll also see that our students are very ingrained in the community through doing volunteer activities, not only that benefit the people of Atlanta, but also benefit the world as a whole. So one example I like to give is that one of our student groups in our accounting department not only performs community service here in Atlanta, but they've actually raised over $90,000 to send women to college in Kenya. So it's really a great way to connect to the Atlanta community and the global community at large. So I know that some of you may not be from Atlanta, so I'd like to just quickly discuss with you some of the benefits of living in Atlanta, Georgia. So for our international applicants, we are actually located on the east coast of the U.S., just north of Florida. So we say to our students, we're about 7 hours from Disney World. We are the 9th largest city in the U.S. and are by far one of the most affordable. We have the world's busiest airport, which has really shaped Atlanta and the way it is today. In fact, many companies have relocated to Atlanta just to be near the airport. So the most recent example is Mercedes-Benz is moving their U.S. headquarters to Atlanta to not only take advantage of the many tax opportunities that we offer large companies, but also because our airport offers direct flights to Stuttgart. So as a student here, you benefit from being so close to this very international airport. For the most part, we have great weather year-round. In fact, today we are having about 85-degree weather and sunshine, so we're all wearing our summer clothes today. We have a fantastic transportation system, again, which is very unique for the US, because many of the large cities do not have a subway system that really can enable you to live here without needing a car. So we have two campuses, one downtown, one in Buckhead. Both of these campuses are on the subway system, and you can move very easily between the campuses and live on the subway system as well. We are third in the nation for Fortune 500 company headquarters. So as I mentioned before, some of the big household names do have their headquarters located here. So now I would like to just tell you a little bit about our portfolio of programs. As I mentioned, we are a very large business school, and what that means for you is not so much that you're going to be in large classes, but you have a wide variety of programs to choose from. We offer 4 MBA programs. We offer a flexible MBA, a global MBA, a professional and executive MBA. For the purpose of this webinar, we are going to speak mostly about our flexible MBA and global partners MBA. However, should you think you're a fit for one of the other two, please let us know and we will connect you with the appropriate recruiter in those areas. And then we also offer 20 specialized master programs. So again, a very wide variety of programs to choose from. So before I get into the specifics of these programs, I would just briefly like to go over the difference between an MBA and a specialized master's. MBA is something we're all familiar with around the world. It is a general business degree, which will give you the option to concentrate in a specific area. So the degree itself is a Master of Business Administration. Typically, an MBA is going to take you 2 years to complete if you are attending the program full time. We do offer a 14-month program, which is our global MBA, and our flexible MBA can be completed anywhere from 2 to 5 years, depending on whether you're a full-time student or you are working while you're in the program. Of course, an MBA degree is known around the world and is really perfect for those people that want to advance in their current field to a management position. I do want to stress that an MBA is a management degree. So therefore, we require that you have at least 2 years work experience prior to doing the MBA. And that is because what you're learning is how to manage within the field that you are working in. Ranking and schools are very important when choosing an MBA program. So you really want to do your homework because there are a lot of options out there for you, and you really want to spend some time determining which program is going to be the best fit for you. Also, as many of you know, the supply of MBAs is very high across the world. So it's almost becoming a standard for those within certain positions in a company to have their MBA at some point in their career. So specialized master's is a little bit different. Again, a specialized master's is offered outside of the business or inside the business school, which means it is a Master of Science that delves very deep into a business subject area. So whereas the MBA is a general degree, the specialized master's is a very specific degree in a certain business area. It's typically a shorter program. It's 1 year to complete in most cases, and in most cases it's 30 credit hours or 10 classes. We do vary in some of our programs, but for the most part, most of them are 30 credit hours. They are much more specialized, so you are going to have a very deep understanding of the subject that you choose to pursue. Some of these programs are STEM programs. So for our international students out there, what this means is our STEM programs are designated by the US government as being science, technology, engineering, or math. Therefore, you will be granted 29 months of optional practical training as opposed to 12 months should you pursue a more general degree. The demand for these programs in some cases are very high because they are so specialized. So for example, our Information Systems Audit and Control program has nearly 100% placement due to its very specific nature and also for the need in the marketplace. And what we have done very well here at Robinson is identified what those needs are and develop specialized master's programs to meet that need. It's very popular for career changers because it's giving you a very deep understanding of an area that you may not previously have experience in. However, we really want to make sure that you have very clear goals and really have a passion for your subject area because of the very specific nature of these programs. So we really want you to do some exploration and make sure that these areas are the best fit for you. So with that said, now that you have a clearer understanding of the difference between the degrees, I'd like to explain to you a little more about Robinson's offerings. So as I mentioned, we do have a flexible MBA program, and this program is just that. It's flexible. It's flexible in the amount of time that you are going to spend in the program because you are going to determine your schedule. You can do the program full-time. You can do the program while you're working full-time. So for example, you can be enrolled 1 class a semester, or you can be enrolled in 5 classes a semester. So it's really you driving the length of the program. It's also flexible in that you are also determining what you're going to concentrate in and developing a concentration that is really best for you. The degree itself is very much a functional management degree in that your first year or so in the program, you're going to be taking classes in business. You're going to be taking marketing, strategy, international business, finance, accounting. And then as you move further along in the program, you are going to start to concentrate in your area of interest. It's really for people that have work experience, as I mentioned before, that want to aspire to a leadership role. The primary objectives are really to give you the analytical and leadership skills that you need to advance within your corporation or move to another corporation in a management role. This is an interactive and hands-on program. The majority of your classes are going to involve projects, team exercises, and class discussion. So with this program, as I mentioned, you do have the option to concentrate. And again, the advantage of being in a large program such as ours is that you have quite a few options to consider. So many business schools offer the typical concentrations such as finance, marketing, operations. However, at Georgia State, you will see that we have very unique concentrations such as real estate, risk management and insurance, information systems, and hospitality. So really, again, you are able to pick a concentration that is the best fit for you. So that is our flexible MBA program. That is our largest MBA program. And again, it's for full-time students or for part-time students who are here located in the Atlanta area. We also have a Global Partners MBA program, which is our full-time 14-month dual degree program. And what this means is that we have partnered with 3 schools in order to offer this program. So upon graduation of the Global Partners MBA program, you will have an MBA from the Robinson College of Business. You will have a Master's in International Management from the IAE, which is the Business School of the Sorbonne, located in Paris, France. And you will have a Certificate in Global Management from COPIAD, which is the Business School of Rio de Janeiro. So what that means, in order to earn those degrees, you will actually study in those locations. So you will spend time here in Atlanta, you will spend about 6 weeks in Rio, and then you will spend about 5 weeks in Paris studying from the professors of those universities. All classes are in English, but we do ask that you at least have some knowledge of a foreign language to be considered for this program. In addition to studying in these locations, you will also spend 3 weeks in China going to 3 cities on a moving classroom type experience where you will visit companies, you will talk to government officials, and really learn more about doing business in China. You will go to Brussels, where you will meet with the EU, so you have an understanding of the regulatory issues that are involved should you do business in the European Union. And then you will go to Washington, D.C. to get an idea of the regulations around doing business in the U.S. So it's a very unique program. It's a very exciting program, and we are happy to give you more information should you think this is a program that you may be interested in pursuing. We also, as I mentioned, have a number of specialized master's programs. We have our one-year master's programs, which are cohort programs that will take you 12 months to complete. And then we have our flexible programs, which again, you will be able to drive the amount of time that you spend in these programs. You will see the ones that are marked with an asterisk are our STEM programs and grant you that 29 months of OPT. So again, you can be very specific in choosing which one of these programs will be the best fit for you. One thing I do want to talk about is our one-year specialized master's program. As I mentioned, most of them are 12 months with the exception of our master's in analytics. It is a 16-month program. Also, our health administration is a 16-month program, but all the other ones you saw on the list are one-year programs. The one-year programs are 10 courses. Some of the other programs may have 12, but basically they're 30 to 36 credit hours. These programs are lockstep cohort style, meaning that you will start with the same group of people and you will end with the same group of people upon completion of that program. These programs are offered in our Buckhead Center, which is about 5 miles north of our downtown campus. It is very close to a business shopping area and is located in a very professional and nice building that we have turned into classroom space. For most of these programs, they're going to be, classes will be held twice a week from 5:30 to 9:45. Tuition will be all-inclusive and will include your materials, books, meals and snacks, and all university fees that you may encounter. So as I mentioned, we have 3 program locations. Our flexible programs are offered downtown in the heart of Atlanta. We are walking distance to Centennial Park and really the main downtown business area. It is part of Georgia State's main campus, so you will see many of our other programs also offered in our downtown location. For those of you that are doing the one-year programs and our global partners, you will be in our Buckhead location, again, which I mentioned is about 5 miles north of downtown. We also have an Alpharetta campus. Alpharetta is located about 30 miles north of downtown, where we offer some of our MBA classes and executive MS and MIT program. So before I turn things over to Nicole, I just want to talk to you a little bit about the services that you should receive if you do come to one of our programs. We are really here to help you throughout the entire process, from the time that you start the admissions process all the way through the point that you graduate and are an alum. We are excited to launch a new model where each program will have a graduate recruiter, a career coach, and then a person responsible for all of your issues, such as advising and your experience throughout the program. So you will have a team of professionals dedicated to your success and available to you at any point throughout your program. Our Career Management Center is a very active center. We just had a very large career fair where over 80 companies came to recruit students across all of our graduate programs. They also do individual career counseling, resume reviews, workshops, panel discussions. And really what I feel is our most valuable program is the Executive Career Coaching Program that they offer once a semester. This program actually will match you with an executive that shares your similar career interests, and that executive will be available to you to really help you map out your career beyond whichever program you are pursuing. Finally, we do offer an online job posting system which you can access 24 hours a day and apply to the many jobs and internships that are available to our graduate students. So with that, I've given you a very broad overview of the Robinson College of Business. I would like to point out that we do have individual webinars for each specific program that we offer. So this was really meant to give you an understanding of what is available to you, and then your next step is to plug into one of those individualized webinar for your program. But I'm now going to turn things over to Nicole, who is going to give you a broad idea of the admissions process and what you can expect in the next month or so as you go about applying for our program.
Thanks, Allison. So hopefully by now you're thinking, how do I apply? What are the things that I need to do? And I am here to tell you about those things. So first, you need to complete an online application. On that online application, there will be a couple of essays. A couple of the essays include what are your short-term and long-term goals. We ask for these essays because we want to make sure that the program you're applying for is the right fit for you. So make sure to fill those out and write essays that really reflect with what your goals are. With the online application, your resume will also be needed. And then make sure to include any work experience that you have on that online application. We also require the GMAT or GRE, any of your transcripts from your past academic work, and then one letter of recommendation. Now, all of these things go into an admissions decision, and from there, depending on which program you're applying for, typically this takes, once we've received everything, about 2 to 3 weeks. So what are the averages? Our average GMAT score is about a 612, and our average GRE score is a 310. And we typically look for a 155 on the quantitative and a 155 on the verbal. Now, for some of our specialized master's program that really have a strong quantitative focus, we're looking for above a 75% percentile on the quantitative section. So if you're interested in something like analytics or mathematical risk management, really focus on the quantitative side of both of those tests, the GMAT or the GRE. We also have an average GPA of about a 3.43, and our work experience typically varies from 2 to 5 years across all of our programs. Now, something to keep in mind is that most of our specialized masters do not require any work experience, so do not be scared away by the average work experience if you don't have any. For international applicants, we do require an English proficiency. The only exceptions to that are if you are a U.S. naturalized citizen or your degree is from an accredited U.S. institution. Sometimes we will require academic credentials to be evaluated. What we typically have our international students do is if you think your credentials may need to be evaluated, send them to us with your online application, submit your online application. And then from there, we will let you know whether or not we need those credentials evaluated. These, as you can see on the slide, those are the 3 companies that we use for the academic credentials evaluation. And then once you are accepted as an international student, you will be required to submit financial resources. And as soon as you are accepted, you will receive an email from International Student Scholar Services about your next steps in order to get your I-20. For those of you who may be not with English as your first language, we have an intensive English program that really helps to strengthen those English skills, get you acculturated to the U.S. academic life, and orientation to Georgia State and in the Atlanta area in general. So if you feel that you need to brush up on your English skills, please take a look at our IEP at iep.gsu.edu to learn a little bit more about our intensive English program. So these are our tuition details. We have, obviously, as Allison mentioned before, flexible programs and specialized master's programs. The flexible programs are done per credit hour, and you can see the amounts for that. And then our specialized masters are one all-inclusive price that can be paid in 3 installments, and you can see the difference in prices for some of the programs there. There is a one-time application fee of $50, and then should you be accepted, a $250 program deposit seat fee. And that just reserves your seat so that we know that you will be attending and joining us in whatever semester you have applied for. These are our deadlines. So our fall deadline for domestic students is May 1st. So we look forward to seeing everyone's applications coming in soon. If you are interested in maybe a spring start date, for international students, August 1st, and domestic, September 15th. If you are an international student, you are interested in still applying for fall, please email Allison or I, and we will let you know what your options are. And if you have any more questions about the deadlines, please let us know.
And typically what we ask on the deadlines is that you submit an application by the deadline, but we do give you additional time beyond that to submit your test scores as well as your transcripts. So really we're looking for that application so we can start managing the number of students that we will have in those programs.
Thanks, Allison. So if you're interested in financing your graduate degree, there's a couple of different options for you. If you are working full-time, always make sure to ask your employer if they offer any school tuition benefits. It never hurts to ask, so I always encourage applicants to ask. We also do have some scholarships, and you can find out about those on our website. And then the number one way, if you are a non-working student, to fund your education is through a graduate assistant. It's either a full or a partial tuition waiver, and it also will include a monthly stipend in exchange for you working 16 to 20 hours a week on campus with a faculty or staff member. Once you've been accepted, you'll be notified how to apply for those. And if you have any questions, you can always ask us. The other option is educational loans. These are for U.S. citizens. Typically, it happens the same way that it would have for your undergraduate degree. A federal direct loan or a Grad Plus loan, which is another option for those pursuing their graduate degree, which will give you a little bit extra, as typically graduate degrees are more expensive than undergraduate degrees. And then also you have the option of applying for private loans through private lenders. Always make sure to ask for the educational interest rate when you are applying for those. And that concludes our webinar, and we'd like to open it up for questions. If you want to type your questions into the chat box, and then Allison and I will answer them as they come in. We want to thank everyone for joining us today.